Hello and welcome to Warped Zone, a podcast on sci-fi, philosophy, religion, politics, gaming, and anything else taboo.
And there's a door being closed in the red room.
A red room
of the Fisher Library here at the University of Sydney. Do you know what Sydney's named after?
Yeah, Lord Sydney. The
the sandwich is made after the Earl of Sandwich, who asked for 2 slices of bread with cold meat in between.
Yes.
Hence the name Midnight Snack.
Yeah. This is another special episode, right? That's fitting in.
We are very special. Yes, and
It's
this
a
is
filler.
special. I wouldn't say it's a filler. It's a special episode. No, it's so we're doing a run of different games. So this is recorded in the past.
Yes.
But at some point.
And now will be the future.
And now it'll be the future. It doesn't really matter because podcasts, you can listen to them at any time.
That's true.
You can download all of our previous podcasts. We like them. We like reviews as well.
Please write us a review.
Especially, I like the one that was left this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which one?
From that person.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful review.
It's so good.
And I just want to say that thing that happened, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
I did not do it. So today we are talking about Another World, which is known as Out of This World in North America.
Yeah, because I know you listeners probably wonder, what is that catchy tune that you play at the beginning?
Theme tune.
The theme tune, the beginning and the ending.
Right, the theme tune. Yes, that theme tune is from Another World, and it's a remix of it. So I'll give you a short overview of the game, and then we can talk about our thoughts of how much we played, how much we got through, and how much we watched. So Another World, or Out of This World, is a 1991 game, and it came out for a bunch of different platforms. Originally on the Amiga, and then converted across to the Atari ST, which is not a great system, but that's okay. It's going to annoy all of the one Atari ST fans out there in the world. There's been ports on many, many different things. Most recently, PlayStation 4. I back in the day played it for the Mega Drive, and then played this version for this podcast on the Amiga.
Have you played the PlayStation Edition one? Yeah. The special edition?
I've got it, and I think that I played it for like 10 seconds and then turned it off going, yeah, it's pretty much the same. And then it's gone onto the stack or pile somewhere. 20th anniversary edition is on lots and lots of different things. PS3, PS4, DS and stuff, and Switch as well. Actually, I might have it for the Switch as well. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. It is designed by Eric Shahi of Delphine Software. It's a cinematic platform game. So what a platform game is you have a character on the screen and you're walking left and right. It's an action-adventure game, and it sort of zooms in and out and has these sequences of larger visuals, so larger sprites. And it looks very cartoony, so it looks like you're actually playing like a cartoon-based games, and the cutscenes are actually quite in-depth and engaging. My memory had been muddled from playing this in the past, because a lot of the memories I had of this game are actually from Flashback, which is their second game. But after playing Another World, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I remember these. And it's a puzzle platformer, so there's lots and lots of different puzzles that you play through. And it's just a simple control scheme. On the Amiga, it's only a single button, but the different angles that you press the controller is doing the different actions. On the Mega Drive, which is the version you played as well on yours, so that's 2 buttons, so you can run and do an action at the same time. So that's the game. What I think as a treat for the listeners. Listener one, just you, listener. We will play the theme tune in full that we have here for Warp Zone, and that is the end theme of the game by Jean-Francois Freitas. So he was the creator of the soundtrack of the game, and this is revisited by the artist Mano, and then we can talk about what we thought of the game.
So this isn't the original, this is a remix?
No, this is the remix, yeah.
Okay,
so the original is more chippy, like a chiptune based thing, but this has been remixed with piano, synthesizer, and chiptune as well. Anyway, so that will go for a couple of minutes. Enjoy.
Yeah.
I like it too.
Yeah.
That's good.
Sorry, I wasn't sure when we'd cut.
End of podcast.
When we'd cut
No, we just did. Yeah, that's okay. We didn't cut it. Yeah.
The news bit?
Yeah.
Did I already say that?
Yeah, you can say that again. Tara thinks the beginning of our podcast every week sounds like a what?
A news report.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Like the and now tuning in from
Welcome
Sydney University.
to something news.
Warp's news.
Warp's news.
Warp
yes.
news.
Okay, so this game.
Yes.
I think the atmosphere of it is really good. Did you watch the intro? Yeah. So you've got a dude.
Several times because I couldn't work out how to say.
No, the full intro. So where the dude he's sitting at the computer.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to get into the game, so I had to keep closing the simulator to try and open it again because I got confused with it. Wanted me to put codes in. Yes, I didn't have very good experience with the mechanics, which keys to press.
Okay. All right. Yeah. But it starts off. So you got dude sitting in the computer.
Well, no. First, he pulls up in his Ferrari.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
He pulls it in his Ferrari.
Yeah. So he's a scientist or something. Someone rich.
He's a professor. I thought, an academic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes in. He puts in his code, which I thought was the code I was supposed to put in for the game.
Yeah, you think that that's important.
Yeah. But I thought, how then it comes up with use the code to play. I thought that was it. So I couldn't work out how to do it. Anyway, yeah, you walk in. So it's a red-headed guy. Comes in and it's this. I'm pretty sure the computer then comes up and says, "Nice Ferrari." Doesn't it?
Did it?
Yeah, it comes up and says, "Nice Ferrari."
Oh, I didn't see that.
Cool Ferrari. Yeah. And then it comes up and does like some weird DNA. Oh, no, physics. Some kind of physics simulation, right?
Yeah, it's a large. It's like the Large
Quantum
Hadron Collider. Or Large Hadron Collider. Yeah,
yes.
So it's splitting atoms and it's actually forcing them down a big tube and going faster and faster and faster. But he's doing it on ominous night. It's always on an ominous night. And there's always like electrical storms and stuff. Yeah. So electrical storm happens.
Yeah.
And bolt of energy hits the collider.
Yes.
And shoots a ball of energy into the tube, which is got the atom going round, and then it hits the computer, which is monitoring that experience, like him sitting there, and it cracks, and the whole thing disappears. And there's just a crack left in the ground.
A hole, basically.
Yeah.
That you fall into.
No.
Don't you go into another world?
No, that whole thing goes to another world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that whole thing, just disappears out of this world.
Yes.
And it's gone to another world.
Yeah.
So you don't fall in the hole.
I thought the hole was like a wormhole to another world, kind of thing.
No, I think the hole is like where the computer system is, and then this person.
Oh, I see.
Like that ball of stuff.
Why is the computer with you when you?
It is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it floats down to the bottom, so that's the thing that's falling.
Okay, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, and then there's you in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I thought was just still part of the scene at the beginning, so I died over and over again.
And then you sent me a message and you're like, this is a shit game.
I can't get it. I can't. So I had two problems. One, working out which was enter, which was back, and how to start the game instead of putting my code in.
Yeah.
Because I was using the PC buttons.
And you haven't fixed that still?
No.
Oh,
this is why I get stuck on these games.
Yeah, okay. No more Mega Drive games until you get a control pad.
Yeah. Because then moving was quite difficult.
Yeah.
And you sent me instructions on how to do things, which was a little bit helpful, but I didn't know which keys they corresponded to.
Just like run and stuff. Anyway, yeah, that's right.
But there's not just run, you have to jump and step on the worms and stuff.
Okay.
But anyway, I got from the first screen to the second screen, that's as far as I got.
You went right, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, so you didn't press duck and step on the little wormies.
Yeah, but then I kept getting that worm that stabbed me in the leg over and
again.
you
have to kill him. You have to stand a little bit
I didn't
back.
realise that. And then after dying 6 times, I realised, and then still having trouble getting to the screen because it kept coming up with the code. I'm I'm not playing anymore.
Okay. So I jumped on the Amiga. Yes. Sorry, touch your leg. So I jumped on the Amiga and I was playing it on that.
Yeah.
Right? And, okay, so I'm playing it like you. Go to the top, run to the right, try and jump over the worm, can't do it. Die. I'm like, what the hell? And then I'm like, I'm sure I had to do something here. So then I'm pressing diagonal down and attack. And that does the foot squish thing. it's really hard on the Amiga. So I played it for like 20 minutes trying to play this thing on the Amiga. I'm like, no, stuff this, I can't do it. So then I went back to the Mega Drive. Mega Drive pad, 2 buttons on there, so it's multi-mapped buttons. So you can go around faster. Plus I've boosted up the frame rate, so I'm playing it at 60 Hz. So I went a lot further with that. So Amiga version is older, and I was playing it on a 500, so maybe that's the reason why. But yeah, it was hard. It's a hard game.
Well, it's a game that you'd need to have played over and over and over and over again to be good at.
There's no clues as to what's going to go wrong.
It's all trial and error.
Yeah.
And, you know, you got to just keep... I find it a bit like... It's similar kind of quick puzzle game as the Goose Game. You know, that kind of like each level, you need to do certain things a certain order, otherwise it might not work, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway, so...
We're both looking at a phone to see if stuff is burning. Or, yeah.
No, which could be any time.
Dated it again, yeah. And it's all probably burnt.
Anyway, I thought that... I just got too frustrated. I'm terrible at that game. So added with the fact that I'm terrible at puzzle games, I don't know how to use the computer controls.
Yeah.
It just was too frustrating. So then I watched a playthrough. So somebody plays through in about 25 minutes. Someone that's played the game several times and doesn't have the same trial and error, because it was just would be too frustrating. There's no way I'd be able to finish it if I kept persevering with the actual game and finish under 2 hours. It would take me like 6 hours. I'm so bad at those kind of games.
I think it would have taken you longer.
Probably. But like,
it took me an hour to get to the 3rd level.
Yeah. But you played it before, right? So you remember some of the little things.
And I played it before, and I got, like, it took me an hour to get to that 3rd level, because I'm like, oh, okay. So you got to shoot the, you know, you're shooting the aliens in the second part. So after, let's explain a little bit about the game. So you're jumping over these little worm things that are dropping from the ceiling, and they look quite cool, hey? Yeah, like the
with
little
the blades in their mouth.
Yeah, and they're like animated, and when it goes to attack you, it goes to like a large vision of the worm with the big blade and it attacks you. So you can see your death's like right up there in your face. So you run to the right, and then you see this wolf beast thing that then jumps off and chases you. So you run all the way to the left, and you jump onto this rope, and you swing across with the like Indiana Jones. Then you run all the way to the right again, which means you've had to kill all of the worms. If you don't kill all the worms, you're going to die.
Yeah.
So then you get all the way to the right, and this big alien dude is there. He shot the wolf, and it goes to a shot of you, and you like wave at the alien, and then he knocks you out. And you end up in jail cell.
Yeah.
And then you're in the jail cell with a dude, like this other alien dude. And you get out, so you shuffle the cage, and you fall down, and you pick up the gun. Now, when you pick up the gun and you're attacking like aliens, it's not like a puzzle game where everything acts exactly the same. There's a random element to it, like the Goose Game, where you've got these humans that are just engaging with different things and moving shit around. You're like, no, don't do that. You know, I've set up things this way.
You mean aliens? There's no other humans in it.
No, but in Goose Game, like there's humans here. But yeah, in Another World, the aliens are shooting all at different times. And they might like fire off a different blast and stuff. So it's really hard.
Yeah, and also your gun has 3 different shooting options, right?
That's right.
There's like a shield. The
normal
big blast and the special blast.
And the big, the normal blast and then the big blast. Yeah. And the big blast, there's no clues really that's going to take place.
Yeah.
And it's to blow holes in like walls and stuff.
Yeah, and when I was watching the playthrough, like the water, like shutting off the water, and the flood scene was
that's so
really
hard. Yeah. So you're jumping across, and then you got to shoot. What are you going to do? Yeah. You get like this. It's like a plank of ground. And you step across it so that it falls down, and then you have to like run across. Then, so that's the 2nd level and the 3rd level. So the 3rd level is that cave part where there's the water. Then
that was really painful to play.
So I got past that. Yeah. And then I got past the 3rd level. That's right. So the 4th level is where I got up to, and I'm like, no more. And it's where you fall down that hole and you're rolling around.
Oh, yeah, I watched the guy play it. He said that he gets really anxious because apparently, so you're rolling and there's like a blast and you gotta roll and you can't see because it's just visible in the tunnel. But then he said, like, even though he knew when he goes, like, does the S-bend that there's no more, he still apparently plays really cautiously.
Yeah.
It just takes such a long time.
And if you are down like 4 levels and stuff and it's taking you 10-15 minutes to get down there, well, not 10 minutes, probably about 2-3 minutes. It seems like 10 minutes. You then die, you have to go all the way back. There's no, like, quick rewinds or anything like that.
No, there are save points, and I think in the newer version, the PlayStation version, there's heaps more save points.
Yeah.
But there's still, like, you don't have to go right to the beginning. There are still save points with the codes, right? there are certain codes that you can do.
Yeah, but it's just the beginning of each level.
Yeah.
So it's still ages.
Yeah.
It takes you so long. So yeah, due to that, I did not finish it.
Yeah. How many levels are there? Do you know?
There is. Oh, what did I send you? I think there's 10, 11, or 15. 11 or 15.
But when we have asked each other questions that neither of us know the answer to.
Yeah, it's so good. But you watched it all, so tell me about what happens after that.
I'm trying to remember. I know that there's you have to rescue. You lose your friend for a while.
Yeah.
And you go into some weird stadium, like some Colosseum stadium where you're in a ball in the middle.
Palisade. Yeah.
Yeah. What else do I remember? And then I just remember the ending. I can't really remember much else between. It's a lot of aliens fighting aliens, really.
Yeah, it's like an uprising. Like you're caught in between this shit that's happening, and yeah, you've sided with what you assume is the good guys.
Yeah.
Against the bad oppressors, like just want to kill you. Yeah.
And the ending's a bit weird.
Yeah. Why?
Well, because then you lose your friend and you're coming out and you're almost dead and you're injured and you're dragging your like corpse around until because you got like only like 5 seconds to get onto this certain platform.
15 episodes.
15
wow. Levels,
okay.
Yeah.
And then you've got like a certain time, and then I think you go to the top of the building, and then the aliens there, you find your friend, and then like an eagle or
like
a monster flies your way,
and then you just fly off.
And that's the ending.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
There's no ending.
No.
Yeah. So it's just like.
But at least you're with your companion, right?
Yeah, you found like the walkthrough I
buddy.
sent you. They refer to him as Buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's Buddy? And yeah, it's funny the walkthrough like refers to the alien going, "Thanks for saving me, alien." Yeah, you thought that. Yeah, because the alien at the beginning is not nice. I found it hard. I found it really, really hard. Yeah.
Same. When you said that, like,
yeah,
you made it out to seem like it's not that hard, and then
I thought it was
really hard.
easier. I really thought it was.
Yeah.
I'm
Let this so
be a
bad at
lesson
those
to all
games.
of us.
I have no patience. Like, you know the kind of games I like, open world, like Go Anywhere, Skyrim, and Assassin's Creed. They're the kind of games I like.
Yeah.
Those sort of old school games, like the side scrollers, I find really hard. It was the same with when we played I Have No Mouth, whatever. I found it really hard.
Similar. But that at least the AI in this. Oh, sorry, not the AI. The interface is easier with this game than that game. That game's like interface is shit.
Was it a little bit more modern? Was it?
That's.
I Have No Mouth.
I think that's around the same year.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, it's interesting.
Yeah, but it's point and click, which is a little bit different.
I found it a bit, even though I know you hate the intro, I found a little bit more of backstory though for I Have No Mouth, because they're basing it off literature. Like it's a bit more.
Well, yeah, it's rare.
It's a bit more interesting with the narration, whereas I found this one like, whilst the premise I thought with the aliens quite funny, like I didn't find there was much like meat between to kind of understand what you're doing. Like,
well, it's a complete mystery as to what it is. So it's like dropping you into this, and you don't know anything about it. Another world is just there.
I liked the back vistas, probably my favourite part of it. Thought they were really well done.
In the walkthrough that you watched, in the second level, did he go all the way to the top and you can see like the view of the city and stuff? Awesome. And that looks cool.
And apparently he's like, there's no point for this bit.
No, there's not. Yeah. It's just put it, and that would have been so much effort to program that.
Yeah.
But yeah, people just put that in there and it's like that awesome view. And you just know that, okay, shit, I've been in this prison. And I've gone to this world, and now there's all of these buildings, and I'm in a city, and what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. So yeah, I really like the back vistas and stuff. But watching the guy play it, he made it look really easy because he must have played it like 100 times. So he didn't die once. So like just playing
speedrunner or something. Yeah.
But I can imagine just because it took me like 5 tries to get past the first screen, like how much trial and error there would be.
Yeah, you'd have been dying every single like monster and thing, and because the whole game was just trying to boot you out and stuff. It's like a completely puzzle game, so you're playing it over and over again. And I was used to those type of games. It's a hard game for that era because that era then goes into more easier games. I was used to that, but yeah, I found it really hard to get back into, and quite frustrating that it would boot you back all the way to the start of that level.
Yeah.
Like I get killing you and then you go back to the start of the screen or something, even if you don't have passwords, but if you are on the second level, you know, where you've gone up and you've viewed that vista and you view that thing, and then you go all the way down in the elevator, and then you have to shoot the guy on the left-hand side. If that guy shot you, which I did like 3 times, I got shot by him, you have to play that whole thing over again. You know, get yourself out of the cage, and then fall down, and then hope.
Oh, that's where you have to rock.
Yeah, you're rocking back and forth. And
shoot the rope or whatever.
To get out of that rocking back and forth thing, I did that like 6-7 times.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, and I knew what to do.
I missed this because I watched the playthrough. Like, it looked hard, but I found it hard, but he made it look so easy.
Yeah,
each time
it's not easy.
Like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, it's cool to have an alien as like a hero as well. Like, that aspect was pretty cool. Buddy, like Buddy as a character.
Yeah, you rely on him, and he relies on you as well. Like, you're both reliant on each other to get through this experience, but you really know nothing about him, which is really interesting. Like, you're just being shoved together in a cage.
Was this the designer's first game, or they made other stuff?
They did make a second game. So the follow-on was Flashback, and that's very similar style. It's more puzzle-based, but it's a different style. And I think that's maybe a little bit more polished.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was his first, apparently.
That's cool.
There you go. And it was developed by him alone.
What's his name again? His French name?
Shani.
Is he French?
Eric Shani. Eric Shani.
Are you French, Eric?
He is something.
Born in France.
There you go.
There we go.
It's a French game. There you go. French existentialism, French games. We like all of the French things. We could review cheese as well.
Or was this game existential? A little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Being taken to another world.
But you don't like puzzle games.
No.
We've discovered.
No. Well, I didn't like
Goose Game.
Goose Game. I like the freedom to be able to go wherever I like on a game and do things in my own order. I don't know if there's many old school games like that though, right? That's quite a new thing, is it?
Open world exploring games, it's very limited. But you didn't like Touch Me Now either, but I understand that because that's playing that single player is not as fun as two player.
That's true. I also kind of like the new graphics, like good graphics and stuff. Like, this stuff's nostalgic for you, and we said this in the last pod, but it's not really nostalgic to me. I grew up playing 64. So I know you hate 64, but Super Smash. I remember the other day I saw that, because I played Game Boy Color, and I saw you had the cameras. I forgot I'd even had those, the little camera.
Oh yeah, on the
game.
Yeah.
And I was like, brought back some memories, and I played.
Did you have the printer?
No, I don't think I ever got the printer.
Yeah.
I can't remember what game I played it. Was there a Pokemon? Because on the 64 I had Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
Was there equivalent for Game Boy? I don't know what game I had with the photo.
It's regular Pokemon. No, because you can't fit the game.
What was the camera game then?
It's just to take photos. That's it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because it fills up the back.
Right, true. Does it have little images though, love hearts and stuff?
You can do that stuff all over it.
It's so funny. Yeah, so I played, game Pokemon Color. I loved the Pokemon games. I think I had, was it Ruby?
That's on Game Boy Advance.
Oh, what were the early Gold and Silver, right?
So that's Game Boy Color. So
Game Boy Color.
Blue, red, and then yellow, which has got Pikachu in it.
Yeah.
Green, which was a Japanese exclusive. Then silver and gold, which is Game Boy Color.
Okay, I think...
No, they're just regular Game Boy. Yeah, gold and silver comes afterwards. Yeah.
I think I had one of the coloured and then one of the gold, silver. I can't remember which one. But I really liked that. And I played Lion King too. I was thinking about the other day. You know, it's meant to be one of the hardest Game Boy games ever. It's really hard.
That's just been remade as well.
Yeah, I think I remember
Lion
that.
King and Aladdin has just come out as a double pack.
Yeah, I liked that game. I played a lot of my Game Boy, and then I played 64 Super Smash. I had Rampage. I had Banjo-Kazooie. I had... What else did I have?
See, that's a platformer.
Is it?
That's like this, yeah.
Wait, Banjo-Kazooie was a different
But it's a 3D platformer.
Yeah.
So it's about...
Oh, I had Winnie the Pooh. Like, how random is that? A Winnie the Pooh game. Yeah. I've still got it, I think.
Are you too old for Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah, I think so.
That time? I mean, I used to like watching Winnie the Pooh even. I like watching the Winnie the Pooh
But
now.
the 64 game was a Nintendo 64 game.
Huh.
So, yeah, I only had about 6 games, so... Oh, I loved Pokemon Stadium on
Oh, yeah.
was awesome. I really like that.
That's the one where you can transfer your Pokemon to the game.
Yeah.
So you can get that little connector thing and you can actually show... Did you do that? Did you have the connector?
I don't think I ever did that, but I and like those mini games, I am so fucking good at those mini games.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, like I'm really good.
Wow.
I would just play them over and over and over again. Have you played them before? Yeah, it's a good game.
It is a good game. It is a good game. But these type of games you don't like. This sort of early adventure that are like point and click or adventure style games of another world.
No.
So as an experience of watching it, do you think that was... Did you enjoy watching it?
Yeah. Yeah, like it was better than playing it. I wouldn't in my spare time go watching old retro game playthroughs. It's not something I'd normally spend my time doing.
Yeah.
But I think because you take away I'm just not very good at those puzzle games. I'm not very, like, my brain doesn't think like that. I'm bad at all sort of analytical, like, questions. Like, you know when it's like, so if Timmy has 7 apples, I'm just like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not what I'm good at. Or even, like, the train's going at this speed and, like, those sorts of... basically the IQ tests, my IQ's not very high on those tests. I get, like, you know, but Tom does it, he's just like, you know, when it's like, he's really good at that sort of stuff. So he'd probably like the puzzle game. He liked Goose Game. But I prefer the more, like, look around, meander, like Skyrim, I'll just, like, pick things up, make potions.
Skyrim's the perfect game for that, like, side tracks and stuff. And you're just like, oh yeah, okay, I have to go over this part of the map, no worries.
Yeah.
And then you get stopped by someone going, oh, I've just been robbed. Yeah. You're like, ooh, okay,
yeah,
what's
exactly. I like that kind of, I think that's more like my personality, like, just likes to flit around and a bit vague.
Well, that's more living in the experience. But this game, there is only one answer at every single point in the game.
Yeah.
And I found it hard with the clues that it's given you. And also, so the Mega Drive was easier, like it was less punishing when you're walking across and you can squish the little worms. The Amiga, you had to be right on to actually squash them. They obviously did some revisions for the consoles later on, because you don't have to be exactly in that pixel. But the Amiga, you have to be exactly in that spot or it does not work. Which means if you go further to the right, you're already dead. You know that the thing's going to kill you because one's dropped on the left-hand side and there's just nothing you can do. And that's so hard. But this game exists and gave birth to big things.
Like what?
Ico, Silent Hill games, Resident Evil games, you could say, actually has connection to this as well. I mean, Metal Gear Solid obviously, but other games like Myst is very, very popular. And Riven. So those are 3D versions of... they're sort of point and click in some regards, but they're really adventure type games as well. And they have this to thank for it. So this is the start.
It says, I'm just reading now that it's innovative because of the cutscene. So was cutscenes not really a thing before?
No.
Okay.
So that cinematic sort of view, and then going in, we're going in with later eyes, going, oh, okay, this is just acceptable for everything. But it was so big. The soundtrack on this is so big as well. Like it's amazing for the.
Do you
Amiga.
like cutscenes generally in games?
I think it works for certain games. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot in the what do you call it?
Oh, you're playing Death Stranding.
Death Stranding, yeah. Like so many cutscenes.
Yeah.
Tom likes it. I'm always just a bit like, get on with it.
Yeah, Hideo Kojima, he does these things. And, like
there's some really cute aspects of it. I know we'll probably talk about it again later, but there's some really sweet aspects of the game that, like the interaction with other people, I think is really nice.
You and the baby.
Yeah, the baby's so cute.
Spoilers, there's a baby.
Yeah,
Everyone
baby.
knows there's a baby.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many memes and stuff with it on there.
Yeah.
But I told you that it cries through the controller.
The controller.
Yeah, so you'd be... sometimes I'd be muted if I'm like... If it's like Tom... If I'm going to bed, Tom's still playing, and then suddenly you just hear like... like... Because it's not muted. Like, it comes through still.
Yeah.
But you end up like loving the baby so much, like because it's so and when you go in water, it starts to go like starts crying and stuff like that when it's like being submerged.
Yeah.
And you can rock it, so you take it, rock it like that, so you move the controller up and down.
That's
really interesting little elements. It's quite a well designed game, but what's really cool and I'm talking because I think I've got not much to say about Another World, but just comparing it randomly to Death Stranding, or not comparing, but just talking about Death Stranding. I really like when you build bridges and stuff, you can put up signs and people can come use the bridges that you build. So community. So you never actually see anyone else while you're playing. It's not like the kind of game, but you can leave like traces and you can help each other, like leave certain equipment and other people can go use it. And you build up certain chirons to build bridges, but you can put that, someone else can come and then you build it together, and then everyone can use that. So it's really quite like communicated, because the whole idea is that you're building bridges to connect America up again, and connections to towns.
Right.
So what's really sweet is that even within the game, you're having that interaction. And apparently when they were releasing it, like there was a Reddit forum, Death Stranding Reddit forum, they were going to give games to people that can't really. So they're kind of taking the practice in the game of connecting people and like that community aspect, and bought games for people that can't afford it. So they bought like 10 different games for people that can't afford the new Death Stranding. So it's really sweet. So it's quite a positive game, because a lot of the new games, are really like kind of quite negative, but I found this game really positive and a bit patriotic, like connecting America back up. But anyway, I'm sure we'll do it.
Kojima's a different. Like, he pushes the boundary with a lot of his games and tries to break conventions as well.
So what was the one he did before? Metal. Did you play it? I watched the trailer. I hate war games. They're not for me, so I don't want to play it.
Well, it's all very puzzle-based games. So he is influenced by Another World. Yeah. So you've got that connection.
Good connecting back.
Lots of memes about Metal Gear as well, like hanging around in boxes, because everyone hides in a box.
Oh, right.
So they put box. Yeah. But I think those type of games generally are more linear, and that's funny because I suggested to play Another World, and I like the soundtrack obviously, and that's why it's part of our soundtrack. And I proposed that to you when we said to do the podcast. I said, okay, well, I found this clip, and then replaying the game, I realised, well, I used to like these type of games.
Yeah.
I don't think I like those type of games anymore. I think I moved away from them. I play arcade games now, which are shorter games, generally. I play puzzle games, and I can play columns forever, if need be. So if there's a job out there, if anyone wants to pay me to play columns for 8 hours a day, every day, I can do it.
I prefer those kind of puzzle games too, because they're quick, right? Tetris, you play, and you see yourself getting better, and you don't have to remember. It's not like...
That's right.
There's no muscle memory. I have to remember, okay, worm, lion, worm. It's totally. Really just your skill getting moved each time, but nothing really changes. It's more immersive. Whereas this game, I have to be like, okay, so step on worm, run, step,
I don't think this Another World is immersive in that way. No. I think it's immersive in a different way, where it's a really good setting and everyone gets into it, and it's like a believable setting almost. You believe that you are the character at this point, and there's nothing like, you're like, oh, there's no way that he could have made that jump or whatever. Like, it's all within the realms of possibility. And it's a good sci-fi thing. I think it links well to some of the themes we talk about, like just being transported to this other place. And it's very interesting to not have a backstory or text at the beginning. Like, it just gives you nothing.
And not much throughout either.
No.
Like, not much continuation.
No, it's nothing.
So.
There's just, this is what happens, and then you get to the end, and you're expecting this really big thing, and you get right to the end of this whole experience, and then a bird comes and picks you up and flies away.
Yeah, you don't even necessarily get back to the real world or anything. There's no real resolution. It's quite funny. I wonder what else, if it says much else about why he... Because when we were doing... what game were we doing? They said they had it in a dream or something. They had a dream about it. Oh, I can't remember.
No. There's... very little.
Yeah, I wonder what inspired him to make it.
No, but it's pushing the boundaries of the game. So he's been impressed by things like Dragon's Lair, which is... You will possibly play that today, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Dragon's Lair at $9.99. It's a...
Is that an upstairs one?
Yeah, it's a Laserdisc game. It's terrible. I hate it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't stand the game. It's like playing a cartoon, and you got to pay money for it and press a button to guess which way for the cartoon to play. So it's like graphics of a cartoon on the screen. Really early, though. So it doesn't look... I mean, it looks like a cartoon now, but it was like really big back in the day. It's like you're actually playing a cartoon. But I never liked it because I thought, well, it's just... like those DVD games that you could buy really late in the 90s? You'd buy a DVD and you'd get the DVD remote. And it'd tell you press left, right, up or down to progress. That's what that type of game is, Dragon's Lair, and it just pushes the boundaries. So, what's his name? Chani has been impressed by games like that, pushing the graphics, but then trying to make it playable. So he hasn't made it a non-playable game like that. Yeah, it's definitely playable. But yeah, it's a hard stretch by today's standards.
Should we rate it out of buddies?
Out of buddies?
Out of 10 buddies.
It's going to be sad because I'm going to rate it low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sad too, especially because it's our theme tune.
Yeah, we did not like the game. Look, I really like the setting, and it's hard for me to rate it because back in the day it would have been very good. And I think it's a game for its time and place.
Yeah.
We probably should have played the PlayStation 4 version or
I
the
would
newer
think I would have
version.
preferred it too.
Yeah,
With
then
the
we could have-
controls and stuff.
Yeah. So next time maybe we should do that. But for revisiting the older game, like 5 out of 10 for me. Yeah.
If I could just rate it on aesthetics, like visuals and audio, I'd rate it a lot higher. But based on gameplay, it's difficult because I hate all these kind of games anyway. So I'd probably get 5 out of 10 as well.
Yeah. But back in the day, it's of my top 10 Mega Drive games, like of that era.
Yeah.
But there's a nostalgia element to it, and I can, get rid of, the want to play with new. Oh, I can't get rid of the want to play with new controls, like what we spoke about last week on the June episode.
Well, it might not be last week.
Yeah, it will be.
Are you?
Yeah,
think
because
we're
it'll go in
doing
order. Yeah. So with June, you can't select that company and move them, and because of that, I can't get into it. But I still think that that's a wonderful game. I just don't have time to play it anymore, and that's the problem with this game. I just don't have time to play it like that.
Yeah.
It's sad, but yeah, maybe it's for another time and place in another world.
Being in time.
Get it? No, another world.
Yeah, but being in time.
Yeah, I get it. Anyway, that's it. I don't think we need to change the theme tune.
No, I don't think so either.
It's a good tune.
I like next time I'm gonna be like tune in. Do like a news report.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm tuning in here. You know how they do that weird BBC, like ABC voice?
Yeah.
Like, Hi, we're tuning in.
Welcome to.
Suddenly I'm transported back to 100 years ago. It's always really nasally.
It is. Yeah, all very proper. Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, that's another world. Enjoy playing it if you enjoy playing it. If not, then don't.
Yep.
Anything else?
No.
Shout outs?
No.
No.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.